Now, less than 4 months ago, Sam Gyimah announced on this programme that he will be running to be leader of the Conservative Party. But after having the Conservative whip withdrawn for voting against the government, last night he announced that he was joining the Liberal Democrats. And he joins us now from his new party's conference in Bournemouth. Thank you for being on the programme today.
Thank you, Sophie.
Well, you've been on a hell of a journey since we last had you on the programme. When you were on the show last, you actually said, during the course of my political life, I've been mistaken for a Labour MP, some would now say a Lib Dem, but I'm a dyed-in-the-wool Conservative. So what's changed since then?
Well, thanks. I think that's a very good question to ask. I mean, when I entered the leadership race, I said I wanted to broaden the race in terms of ideas. I wanted to help focus the Conservative Party on the values that had made it successful historically, and I also wanted reality in the Brexit debate. And during the course of that contest, it became very clear that there are too few people like me in the party who stand up for those values. The party has done something unprecedented. It's withdrawing the whip from moderate MPs. I resigned from a ministerial job because of Brexit. And the stark reality was that I had to face the fact that the Conservative Party is in a different place. And if I want to fight in politics for liberal values that millions of people want to see in our politics, then the Conservative Party is no longer the place to do so. So yes, it's a hell of a journey in terms of the fact that I was in the party for 20 years. I've got long-standing friends, and I was evangelical about the Conservative Party, having come from what many would say is a non-traditional Conservative background. But I've been consistent. I've been consistent in the sense that with Brexit, we have to go back to the people now that we know is negotiable. I was willing to leave a job on that basis. I was consistent in voting against no deal, even though I was threatened with having the whip removed. And I'm consistent in saying, OK, if that is where we are, this is where I can do my politics rather than just rub along in the Conservative Party because I want to protect my seat.
So you just said there that you've been consistent in saying we should go back to the people. So in that case, if the Lib Dem position at the end of conference is to actually just revoke Article 50 rather than having a second referendum, will you leave the Lib Dems as well?
That's not the position. The position is if the Liberal Democrats were to win a general election, their policy would be to revoke Article 50.
So are you comfortable with that?
Revocation comes... Revocation would be on condition that the British public have overwhelmingly voted for a Liberal Democrat government. And if you vote for a government, you'd say they should implement the policy. So that's what they will be doing. But the party is still supporting a people's vote as a way to break the Brexit deadlock. Now, many people on your programme on the Conservative side would say that is anti-democratic, but they want a snap election to take it back to the people. The truth is, both of them are a referendum in all but name. The problem with a general election, though, is you muddy Brexit with lots of other domestic issues. If you want to resolve Brexit, the best way to do it is to have a people's vote now that we all know what is negotiable.
I just want to ask a question from one of our viewers, because you, of course, are still the MP for Surrey East. You last stood as a Conservative in that seat. And I just was contacted this morning by a man called Lee Lomas who said, can you ask Sam why I'm now represented by a party that gained 10% of the vote?
Well, he could say the party gained 10% of vote, but the party did incredibly well in the European elections. The Brexit Party got 10,000 votes in East Surrey in the European elections. The Liberal Democrats got 7,000 votes in the European elections. So since 2017, public opinion has shifted somewhat in East Surrey, but there will be an election, we all know, very soon, and I will decide what I do then. But I am still the Member of Parliament for East Surrey, and if your member was to contact me, I would serve them as I serve all my constituents. I have never undertaken casework for constituents discriminating based on who they voted for. I do my best to serve them as constituents rather than which party they come from.
You say that you're still thinking about where to stand at the election. Is there a chance that you might fight in the same seat that you're in now?
There is every chance. Nothing has been decided. You asked me at the start, kind of, well, a lot has happened in a very short space of time. And I think I've got to digest where we are. Those discussions are yet to come.